Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is another one of my highly requested Subnautica sculpture showcases, and I just got it done. And with this one in particular, I realized that when I first saw pictures and actual gameplay of the creature, this had a lot. The creature, the color itself, had a lot more purple in it, and I didn't have quite a lot of purple clay, so because I had used it for so many other things. So I sort of made a slightly different coloration, but it looks fairly close to what the bone shark actually looks like. But I hope you guys will enjoy it. So let me go ahead and introduce to you, viewers and subscribers alike, let me introduce to you my sculpture of 4546B's Bone Shark. Look at this! As you can see, I sort of did a slightly different coloration and gave it some sort of mix of purple and sort of dark, almost light brown, almost gold stripes across it, but look at the face. Look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Got the three little nostrils right in there. Sorry. Tried to replicate, because the bone shark actually doesn't have any teeth, but it actually has sort of cut-throughs into its actual jaw here, so I tried to replicate that as best I can. I got the gills here on the side, I got the stripes on the top of the head, and I did some sort of purple pinstriping just to sort of give it that sort of purple color. And I sort of gave it like a menacing sort of coming down stance. But look at that! There it is! I love the coloration though. Look at what I did here. I did the purple on the sides, I did the purple inside the fins, and the purple's on both sides, by the way, so you get to see straight through. And then I did the sort of gold, almost pinstripe accents on the top of its bony shell. And then the tail, I did some extra accents along with more stripes coming down, the little gold on the ends, and then little gold stripes on the end there. But with that, let's go ahead and do a little bit of talk here about what the bone shark actually is. I know most everybody who has encountered this on 4546B when they play the game, they see it at first and it doesn't seem super menacing, but this is a creature that will stalk you for a long time. And you see those blue eyes off in the distance. You see those eyes? Look at that. Those eyes, this creature will follow you for a long way. But with that, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the bone shark off the wiki here. The bone shark is a large, highly aggressive fauna species. It is a fierce, active predator that primarily dwells within the underwater islands, the crag field, and the bulb zone biomes. And you'll occasionally see these around some of the pieces of the Aurora wreckage. You will see that around a lot. A lot of the bone sharks like to hide around there, but definitely in the crag field, you see a lot of these, because it's a very rocky, bony area where these creatures can hide fairly easily. The bone shark is a large, shark-like creature plated with a thick, hard, segmented exoskeleton featuring a large head and irregular teeth instead of protruding from its gums are an extension of its exoskeleton itself, so there you go. See, I put a little purple pinstripe on here along with the gold sort of little rings on the end of the spines there. Doesn't that look so cool? I love that. Though it lacks dorsal fins, it does have two barbed pectoral fins and a set of bony flukes, which are... Here's the fluke, and then they're the pectorals, just like that. The shark also features two reflective green eyes, or in this case I did blue, because the color I saw, it was actually more sort of blue, but it's a teal green, so I did change that a little bit. With slit snake-like pupils, which is not necessarily the case, because the picture that I saw actually had circles. I think that's changed since the actual creature, but I could be wrong, but if that's the case, I still like... because that, to me, looks more like a shark, it doesn't necessarily look like a snake. But here's its behavioral patterns. The bone shark is carnivorous. So it can be seen chasing other smaller fish such as peepers, boomerangs, and it can also be seen chasing hoopfish, schools of hoopfish. And I mean, anything that it can get its hands on. This thing can even chase biters if it's in the same biome. God, look at that. That looks so cool. Often going as far as to attack members of its own species. Once the player is spotted, it will charge at them while screeching, and it has a very high-pitched sort of shrilling shriek of some sort. Bone sharks are rather fast and are more than capable of catching up to the player in open water. That's why if you're ever in those zones, like I said in the beginning of the video, you want to make sure that you're in some type of submersible, whether it's the sea moth, the cyclops, or the prawn suit, preferably the prawn suit, so you can actually fight your way off. But the sea moth moves fast enough, and the cyclops is so big that the bone sharks don't even bother it. But they are tenacious, for sure. To avoid them, swim in a circular motion until the creature loses interest or gets into a submersible. Or you get into a submersible, excuse me. The repulsion cannon is also an effective tool to fend them off. Now, the repulsion cannon is the upgraded version of the propulsion cannon. So you get that upgraded, and it actually, when the bone shark gets too close, you can actually use it, and it will actually send a wave of energy and actually push the bone shark away, and after a while, it will lose interest and swim away. You can also do the same thing with the expulsion cannon. You can do it, or excuse me, the repulsion cannon. You can do the same thing with a Reaper, and you can actually give yourself a few seconds to swim away if necessary to fend off a Reaper. But once again, if you want to test that theory, go ahead. I personally won't be testing that theory myself. It deals less damage to submersibles, but it's still a threat. Bone sharks are also attracted to light. Because of this, the creature can also be distracted using flares or by using a creature decoy. Now, the decoy, I believe, is a module for both the sea moth and also the cyclops. But once again, the cyclops is so huge that the bone shark just doesn't even bother it. It doesn't normally mess with it. When bone sharks are attacked, they will turn to face their attacker and attack back, so they do not run. They're very brave, usually causing the attacker to flee. They also might make noises similar to the Reaper Leviathan. Wow, so it actually makes a sort of roar that sounds like a Reaper as a scare tactic in order to scare off anything that may try to attack them. Quite an amazing thing, huh? God, but look at that. I just gotta say, I'm just admiring the sort of coloration that I put on this. It looks so good. I just love the way I did with the purple and the gold. But the one thing also about the bone shark is that the bone shark does not have any outward bioluminescence with the exception of its eyes. So when you're swimming around in total darkness, all you can see is the eyes. So that's the one thing about 4546B. Many of the predatory creatures actually don't have bioluminescence because they don't want to be seen. They want to be able to sneak up and actually attack their prey from all corners without being seen. There we go, look at that. A little close-up for you. But with that, viewers and subscribers, that is the highly requested bone shark. If you like videos like this, don't forget to leave a like down below, and remember to subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, so you don't miss the next video. I think the next on the list I may be doing when it comes to Subnautica. Of course, I've got my Gargantuan Leviathan 2.5, that will be coming up very soon, but I'm actually been kind of waiting to see what the final colors are going to be, to try to match that as quickly as I can, but the model's been delayed, so I may just come up with my own color scheme. I think I may just do that. Kind of similar to what I did here with the bone shark, but anyway, that concludes this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you on the next Subnautica Based Sculpture Showcase.